our math minute, please.
Number 1, what is your answer in lowest terms? Lowest terms. Not 1. 3/4. We would divide by 3/3, making it 3/4. Number 2, what did we need to change 1/4 to? 1/4. 2/8. So 5/8 plus 2/8 gives us 7/8. 7/8. Number 3, we have 4 2/10, and we're dividing it by 5. We move that decimal point straight up. How many times does 5 go into 4?
0.
How many times does 5 go into 42? Into 42?
8.
What do we do at this point? How many times does 5 go into 20? 4. So we should get 84 hundredths. 84 hundredths. Number 4, the area of a triangle. What is the formula for the area of a triangle? The formula for the area of a triangle.
A equals AB2 divided by 2.
Not quite.
Area of A equals 3 times
No, that's a rectangle. Rectangle. Times a half. So half the base times the height. What's the measure of the base? What's the measure of the base? What's the measure of the height? What's in the area of this particular triangle? And a label? Uh-huh. Questions on that? Okay. So you check the answers. Number 5 then, formula for the area of a parallelogram. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
8.
No, that's a rectangle. That's a triangle. Santiago?
Area equals 1/2 from base times height.
That's a triangle. This is a parallelogram. Xavier?
A equals rectangle.
You're close.
A equals 1/2 length times width.
No? Base times height. Base times height. What's the measure of the base? Measure of the base. 10. What's the measure of the height?
8.
What then is the area of this parallelogram? 80 feet? Square feet. 80 square feet. Questions on that one? Number 6, when you subtracted, what is your difference? Your difference? Yes, 173 hundredths. Number 7, when you multiplied, how many places did you need to move the decimal point? Total of 2 for 32 and 76 hundredths. Number 8, what was the common denominator? Xavier? Not 2. 4. So you would have had 2 2/4 minus 1 3/4. What did we have to do at that point? Can we subtract 3/4 from 2/4? No, so we need to borrow. When we borrow, what do we have?
And the phone number makes it, one set equals 4/4 plus 2 half.
2/4.
Equals that equals 1 6/4. So 1
Okay, so 1 6/4 minus 1 3/4 leaves us with what?
3/4.
Mm-hmm. Questions on that one? Number 9. We have 12 minus 3.5. What do we need to do in order to subtract here? Figure? We don't have to make it 12 over 1. Borrow? This becomes 11 and what?
1 half, 2 half, 2.
2 halves minus 1 half is? 11 minus 3 is? 8.5. Number 10, you multiply 56 by 24. What is the product? Santiago?
1,348.
Oh, so close. 1,344. 44. Okay, on your sheet, on the, you're recording your scores on the back side, add 101 and your score, please. This week, our weekly work is a checkbook practice. I'm going to go over that review for you to remind you of how you are to fill out deposit slips, record your information in a check register, and write checks. Today, our hope is that you get the day 1 completed and stop there. I don't want you to go beyond day 1 because I will need to check to make sure that you have everything filled out correctly for that. When you do a check register, your balances need to be correct because it's an ongoing balance. Once you make a mistake, you don't want to have to go all the way back up. So only go to day 1 today, and then I will get it checked. I am going to be gone tomorrow afternoon and all day Wednesday for a funeral for my mother-in-law. So I will get things graded today. I cannot guarantee getting everything graded the next 2 days, so I'll do some adjustments there on when things are due. I will do my best to get things graded, but the funeral needs to be a top priority for me this time. I hope you can understand that.
Yes.
And I will make adjustments accordingly when things are due, okay? But I need to be with the family at that time. She had brain cancer, and I've known that since New Year's Eve, actually. So it was expected at some point in time. And we are glad that she was not suffering anymore, only suffered for a very short time here at the end. So we're thankful for that, yes. See if there's one back there, please. So I'll be gone tomorrow afternoon and all day Wednesday. And I'll be back on Thursday, but I am not going to take grading with me, folks. That will not be my top priority, okay? I'll get grading done as best I can tonight so you can get some feedback and can move forward with your checkbooks but I won't be taking any grading on Tuesday. Okay, and I will not come up Tuesday night. Because I sure won't be looking at it on Wednesday. All right? But let's talk about deposit tickets. Let's talk about deposit tickets. When we look at our deposit tickets, you will need to write your first and last name up here, okay? And you don't have to have your books open, that's fine. But your first and last name goes up here. The date of the deposit goes here. You can use 2021 for the year, but on the packet itself, it has like April whatever, like April 17th, so use that as the month and the day. Does that make sense? Okay, but use 21 for the year. The only reason you sign here is if you're getting cash back. And it'll tell you if you're getting cash back in the packet. Does that make sense? Otherwise, you don't sign it. Get off of your Chromebook. Shut it. Shut it. If it's currency, it goes up here. If there's coins involved, it goes here. If you have received a check to deposit, it goes here. Okay? That's a How about you pay attention up here? These are if you're making deposits. Does everybody understand that? So let's say you do some yard work for somebody and they wrote you a check and you want to deposit it in your account. Then you would list it here. That's not if you're writing a check to somebody. That's if you are receiving a check and you want to put it in your account. The subtotal is all these things added together. There was only one check, so that's why that's the same. You might have nothing for that. If so, put a zero in there or put a line through there. If you have something there, you have to subtract it. Okay? If not, it's the same as your subtotal. And that tells you how much you are depositing. Folks, you should be paying attention here, right here. You're going to have to do this for your weekly. Your account number. You're going to create your own account number for this. Okay? And we'll do that in a minute. All right? Again, the only reason you sign here is if you're going to be getting cash back. Okay? Otherwise, you don't sign it. Any questions on the deposit slip? Okay? All right. Recording it in the check register. If you are making a deposit, there is no number over here because you haven't written a check. The date would be whatever the date is that you are making the deposit. You write the word deposit here. If you know what the deposit was from, let's say you mowed somebody's yard, it's a paycheck, whatever, you can use the second line for that. It was not a payment, it was a deposit. So you put it here, and you would add it to whatever your balance is. Okay? Questions? All right. Writing a check. When you write a check, again, you're going to put your first and last name up here. The check number will already be on the check. The date will be given in the packet, the date that you wrote the check. Okay? You write the year as in 2021. Who are you writing the check to? Is it CVS? Okay? Did you pick up medicine? That's what the memo is. How much did you write the check for in numerical? Here, standard form. In words here, and at the decimal point, fraction out of 100 for the cents, and then a line to the end. And then you sign your name, first and last, and put your account number down. The account number is always the same. You're only going to have one checkbook. We're not running two checkbooks. Money's going in, money's coming out from the same place. Does that make sense? Okay? In the real world, you might have more than one checkbook. But then you have to have two different numbers and all that, okay? You're running one checkbook, money in, money out of the same account, okay? Does that make sense? So that number is going to be the same. If you don't sign it, then whoever you wrote the check to cannot get their money for the payment. So if you went to CVS and you didn't sign the check, they'll say, hey, you have to sign this. They won't even accept your check. And you don't get to take your things with you. Okay? Because you have not said that they can have that money. Now, to fill out the check register, you write the check number now, the date, who it was to, and I want you to write down here in the second line what it was for. Like if it was CVS and for medicine, you'd put it there. How much it was for, it was a payment, and now you subtract that amount from your balance. Okay? Questions? You are going to hopefully get through day one today and stop. And that's our goal today. All right? So let's get our packets in front of us. We're not going to start them right now, but I just need you to do one thing for me, or actually two. I need you to put your name, first and last name on that front top line, front page, top line. Where's your packet, Eli? Where's your packet? Quickly. And now I want you to create a 3-digit account number. I don't care what your account number is. Put it at the top right corner of that front page. Top right corner of that front page. 3 digits. 3 numbers. Where are you? Get the packet picked up from the back, like everyone else has, like the board said.
Pick out 3 numbers, put them up there. 3-digit numbers. Put 3 numbers.
Put your name there, your 3-digit number there. Now that 3-digit number is going to be your account number. So that's the number you'll put there. That's the number you'll use on your deposit slips. That is going to be your account number for that checkbook. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you have a real checkbook, that will be assigned at the financial institution. And it'll be more than 3 digits. Okay? Yeah.
No.
Usually at least 9.
Oh.
Okay?
She didn't say right 9 digits, she said right 3. 3 digits.
Guys, you have got to pay attention to directions. But take your life now. All right. Now, you have to be consistent with that number. Does that make sense? Okay. Otherwise, here's what can happen. If you do a deposit slip and you use somebody else's number, it'll go into their account. It won't go into yours. Okay? That make sense? Okay. All right. Put that off to the side. Today we're going to work on mean, median, mode, and range. We worked on it earlier in the year. We worked on it in science. We've worked on it on and off throughout the year in math class. We need out paper for notes. So make sure you have that out, please. And you're not going to want to lose these notes, because you're going to need to refer to them. Mean, median, value, range. Just write the top one to start with. You don't write them all, so that you have plenty of space when we do our stations. Mean would be the average. That's another word that is used for it. And here's how we find the mean. Find the sum of the data. And we say sum, what are we doing with our data? Adding it up. Okay. Then divide by the number of items in our data. So let's say that on our math minutes, these were our scores. 6, 8, 10, 7, 10, 9, and 10. I'm assuming you're writing them down. To find the mean, we need to add them all up. What did you do when you added them up? Ooh, so close. 60. And now we need to divide by the number of items in our data. How many items did we have in our data? 7. Now we need to do 60 divided by 7. How many 7s are in 60? 8 of them. We'll make a fraction out of our remainder. So our mean is 8 and 4/7. 8 and 4/7. Okay. Median. the middle value after putting the data in numerical order. So we're using that same data. The smallest number is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, and 10. Well, what is in the middle?
9.
Yes. So the median would be 9. Now, what if our data had been this? Then these two are in the middle, right? Well, if there's 2 of them in the middle, then you add them together. And divide that by 2. And be 8.5. That make sense? Mode. The one that occurs the most. Oh. What's that? That occurs the most. Thank you. The one that occurs the most. Look at our data. What occurred the most? What occurred the most? 10. What if we had this? What if we had that for our data? Maybe those 6 and 10. Okay. What if it was this? Marcus? Huh? It would be none. Because nothing occurred any more than anything else. Right? No. No. Not that there's a limit. If nothing occurred any more than anything else. What occurred the most? The 6 and the 10 did. It occurred more than the 8. Did any of these occur any more than the others? Nope. They all occurred the same. Okay? The range. The range is found by taking the high minus the low. What was our high? 10. What's our low?
6.
So our range is 4. And there we have mean, median, mode, and range. Questions on it? All right, we're going to be taking a look at, not that. All right, we're going to do a dice roll activity. I'm going to pair you up with another student. You're going to have a set of dice. Each of you is going to roll a dice. You're going to find the sum of the dice and record it on a chart. Okay? You're going to find the sum and put it here. And you're going to do it 7 times. Does that make sense? So you roll the dice, you got a 2, you got a 4, 2 plus 4 is 6, and you would record it right there. You rolled again, you got a 1, you got a 7, your sum is 8. You would record it there. Do you understand that? You do that until you have all those boxes filled in. Okay? I'm going to want you to do it again down here to get all your boxes filled in. Okay? Then, with those numbers, you're going to find the mean, median, mode, and range. That will be your assignment. Does that make sense? Okay? I want you to work on that for until 5 till, because I want you to have 15 minutes for your checkbook. Does that make sense? So get all your numbers filled in first, and then go back and start working on this. And then at 5 till, I want you back at your seats working on your checkbook, because I want you to try to get day 1 of your checkbook done. Does that make sense? Okay? Questions? Okay.